throughout our state in the United States Congress. Because he knows that the philosophy of giving big oil companies $14 billion in subsidies didn't reduce gas prices. He knows that the philosophy of giving huge subsidies to college lenders didn't make college more affordable. He knows that the philosophy of giving subsidies to big HMOs didn't make healthcare more accessible. Doesn't matter whether you're a Democrat or Republican, you need somebody like Mike McMahon to bring this Congress together and move this country forward. Make one other point before I introduce him. Chairman Van Hollen, who is just an extraordinary leader of the DCCC, tasked me with identifying and recruiting the best candidates that we could find in all of New York State and New England to run for Congress. And so part of my job was reaching out to people like Chairman Galino and to community leaders, members of the council, to hear what they had to say. I loved what Democrats had to say about Mike McMahon. I loved even more what Republicans had to say about Mike McMahon. This is somebody who brings people together, who will get Democratic votes, Republican votes, who is respected on both sides of the aisle, and somebody who understands that you can cooperate in order to reach the important goals of making life a little bit easier for middle class and working families, bringing down gas costs, making college more affordable, reforming the alternative minimum tax. That's what he's going to lead the fight on, and that's why I'm so proud to introduce the next member of the New York delegation to the United States Congress, Mike McMahon.
Thank you, Steve. I'm at a loss for words. That doesn't happen too often. I want to thank everyone for coming up today and really setting the 13th Congressional District in a new direction. It is time that we send someone from Staten Island and Brooklyn down to Washington who will stand up and fight for the people that that person was sent to represent. Now, this is not going to be an easy race. This is still a difficult seat to win for us in the Democratic Party. But I'll tell you why I feel very optimistic about it. I feel optimistic because for the first time in a long time, on both sides of the bridge, the Democratic leaders, John Galino, who was here, and Vito Lopez on the Brooklyn side, are working together in unity to win this seat. My colleagues in the city government, our great speaker, Christine Quinn, Vinnie Gentili, who's here from Brooklyn, our councilman, and my other colleagues on both sides of the bridge are working together to win this seat. And what's an incredible learning experience for me in a very short time to see that in Washington, the Democratic majority in the House, led by Speaker Nancy Pelosi, represented here today by the DCCC by Chris Van Hollen and Steve Israel and Carolyn Maloney. They are unified and they have their acts together because they understand that it's not just about who represents the people in their district, but it's about who represents the people in the 13th district as well. And they are committed to winning this race. And the support that I've gotten from them immediately, just in the last few days, tells me that the stars could be aligning and that we're going to win this race. It is so important that we bring dignity and respect back to the representation of the people in the 13th Congressional District in Brooklyn and Staten Island. It is so important that I go down to Washington and stand up for the families who are faced with incredible economic stress with the rising cost of food and fuel and education. It's important that someone goes to Washington and fights to bring transportation dollars back to the city and back to this district, to fight for education dollars, to fight for the environment. And for too long, that has not happened in this district. One thing I've learned in the city council, working with the speaker and Vinnie and Councilmember Simpenfelder, who has just joined us here, is that quite often New York City and the relationship with Washington needs to be changed so that we bring resources back here and that we change the imbalance of payments. And the congressional leaders who are with me here today have led that fight. I can't wait to stand with them shoulder to shoulder to turn the page, as Congressman Van Hollen says, to turn the page on the Bush administration or the wrongs that are happening in the war in Iraq, to turn the page on our economy, to turn the page on a better and brighter future for the people in our district. I'm thrilled to be here, and I just want to let everyone know that I am humbled by this vote of confidence. It's a little superstitious thinking about Friday the 13th, but it is the 13th Congressional District, so I think it's a good omen. The stars are aligning for an incredible change, a change to representation for the first time in 28 years in this district. I'm so pleased to be part of it, and I want to thank you all for coming out today. And it's on to victory.